We're refreshing it right now. Let's go. What do we got here? Let's go here. Donate. Venmo. All right, there we go. What's up, guys? Oh, hey, yo, what's up? What's up, guys? We are live. I refreshed it. What's up, guys? Oh, yeah, we're reading Genesis. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? It's your Holy Ghost from Montreal. What's up? What's up, Montreal? What's up, everybody? Greetings. What's up, James? What's up? Blessings. New York City. What's up, New York City? What's up? I'm just gonna drink some F3 energy. This is a good one right here, dude. My wife's like sponsored by this company. So cool. Woo! What's up, guys? Yo, what's up? What's up? We got some more people on here. What's up? I wonder if I got shadow banned because it's not going out more. Huh? What's up? What's up? It's crazy. Is it notifying people? Yeah, there we go. We're notifying. What's up? What's up, Gabriel? What's up? What's up, yo? What's up? Howdy, 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 partner. Howdy, partner. What's up, everybody? Chilling, dude. Happy, happy, happy. What, Tuesday? Happy Tuesday, guys. What's up? Oh, that's cool. What's up? What's up? How's it going? Peace and love. Yes. Yo, what's up? Thank you so much. That's so cool. Thank you. Thank you. Yo, what's up, everybody? Nah, Ben. Yeah, a lot of people don't like it. Yeah. Every time I read the Bible, people just fall off, you know? But I mean, yesterday, when I was on yesterday, just so many people were coming through. Like, there's like 400 or 500 people at once. You know, so it's cool. I mean, people start like arguing on here. It's pretty crazy. It gets crazy, dude. It gets wild, yeah. You know what I mean? Happy Wednesday. What's up? You forgot the D in Wednesday. Wait, no, Wednesday. Oh yeah, you just put the yeah. What's up, new subscriber? Thank you so much. Peace and love. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Have I been to Memphis, Tennessee? And I haven't been to. No, I haven't been to Tennessee yet. No, no, not yet. I want to go to Tennessee really bad. What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? Yo, yo, yo. Hello, everybody. Thanks for being on the chat, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah. What's up, guys? Praise God, dude. Yeah. What's up, Mark? Thank you so much. Peace. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate you. Yeah. Thank you, Mark. Yeah. What's up? What's up? I don't got any more stories. I already told all my stories. You can check out. You know, that's why I had the podcast and I told all the stories because that's all the stories that you know. I don't go to those parties anymore. So yeah. So I told all the stories. So check them all out on the channel. Look at all the videos. I posted all the videos. Posted many videos about the past. Now we're just going for the future, talking about the future, Yeah, how God's moving in power. Praise the Lord Jesus, yeah. Oh my gosh, my abs. I don't even have abs. No, I don't. No, I really don't. No. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hello, everybody. What's up? What's up? What's behind me? What's behind me? There's a wall behind me. What are you talking about? uh, actually, magnets don't work on my piercings. Nope, they don't work now. No, no. Yeah, they don't work on my piercings now. Believe it or not, dude, I'm drinking. It's an energy drink, F3 Energy. My wife is sponsored by them. She bought a bunch of what's it called? Cases. And she's got a bunch of cases, so we're drinking them. Memphis. Nah, I've already been to the show. It's pretty cool. I love the show. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. What's up? What's up? Yeah. This one's a F3. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? There's no spider. Oh my goodness. Come on now. No, I'm a clown. I'm a clown. Yes, I'm a clown, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah. I'm a clown. Hello, hello, hello. I'm God's creation, yeah. Yes. Oh, you love cheese? Cheese is awesome. I love cheese, yeah. Yes, yes. Cheese is great. I support the Holy Bible, yeah. Yes. Uh, oh, my hat fell off. Oh, my little hat fell off. Oh. Thank you so much. Peace and love. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Peace and love, yes. I'm from Orange County, California, guys. That's where I'm at. Yes. I am a Trump supporter. Yes. Trump 2024. Yes. Praise the Lord Jesus. Yes. Oh, yes. I love Trump. Donald Trump 2024. Did you guys see the Joe Rogan experience? Dude, it was awesome, dude. He was on Joe Rogan. It was pretty cool. I loved it. I loved it. Yes. Yes. I love it. Come on, Jesus. Let's go. Yes. 2024. Yes. Yes. Thank Jesus, bro. Thank Jesus for doing this. All the work of Jesus. Come on, somebody. It's all Jesus. Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. Peace and love. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh yeah. All right, we're gonna get back to Genesis. Let's get back to Genesis. Genesis 19. Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed. All right. That evening, the two angels came to the entrance of the city of Sodom. Lot was sitting there, and when he saw them, he stood up to meet them. Then he welcomed them and bowed with his face to the ground. My lords, he said, come to my home to wash your feet and be my guests for the night. You may then get up early in the morning and be on your way again. Oh no, they replied, we'll just spend the night out there in the city square. But Lot insisted, so at last they went home with him. Lot prepared a feast for them, complete with fresh bread made without yeast, and they ate it. But before they retired for the night, all the men of Sodom, young and old, came from all over the city and surrounded the house. They shouted to Lot, where are the men who came to spend the night with you? Bring them out to us so we can have sex with them. So Lot stepped outside to talk to them, shutting the door behind him. Please, my brothers, he begged, don't do such a wicked thing. Look, I have two virgin daughters. Let me bring them out to you, and you can do with them as you wish. But please leave these men alone, for they are my guests and are under my protection. Stand back, they shouted. This fellow came to town as an outsider, and now he's acting like our judge. We'll treat you far worse than those other men. And they lunged toward the Lot to break down the door. But the two angels reached out, pulled Lot into the house, and bottled the door. Then they blinded all the men, young and old, who were at the door of the house, so they gave up trying to get inside. Come on, Jesus, let's go. Meanwhile, the angels questioned Lot, do you have any other relatives here in the city? They asked, get them out of this place, your sons-in-law, sons, daughters, or anyone else, for we are about to destroy the city completely. The outcry against this place is so great it has reached the Lord and has sent us to destroy it. So Lot rushed out to tell his daughter's fiance, quick, get out of the city. The Lord is about to destroy it. But the young men thought he was only joking. At dawn the next morning, the angels became insistent. Hurry, they said to Lot, take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here. Get out right now, or you will be swept away in the destruction of the city. When Lot still hesitated, the angel seized his hand and the hands of his wife and 2 daughters and rushed them to the safety outside the city, for the Lord was merciful. When they were safely out of the city, one of the angels ordered, run for your lives, and don't look back or stop anywhere in the valley except to the mountains, or you will be swept away. That's crazy, huh? Oh no, my lord, Lot begged, you have been so gracious to me and saved my life, and you will have shown such great kindness. But I cannot go to the mountains. Disaster would catch up to me there, and I would soon die. See, there is a small village nearby. Please let me go there instead. Don't you see how small it is? Then my life will be saved. All right, the angel said, I will grant your request. I will not destroy the little village, but hurry, escape to it, for I can do nothing until you arrive there. This explains why that village was known as Zor, which means little place. Lot reaches the village just as the sun was rising over the horizon. Then the Lord rained down fire and burning sulfur from the sky on Sodom and Gomorrah. He utterly destroyed them along with the other cities and villages of the plain, wiping out all the people and every bit of vegetation. But Lot's wife looked back as she was following behind him, and she turned into a pillar of salt. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Abraham got up early that morning and hurried out to the place where he had stood in the Lord's presence. He looked out across the plain toward Sodom and Gomorrah and watched as columns of smoke rose from the cities like smoke from a furnace. But God has listened to Abraham's request and kept Lot safe, removing him from the disaster that engulfed the cities on the plain. Oh my goodness. Lot and his daughters. Afterward, Lot left Zor because he was afraid of the people there, and he went to live in a cave in the mountains with his 2 daughters. One day, the older daughter said to her sister, there are no men left anywhere in this entire area, so we can't get married like everyone else, and our father will soon be too old to have children. Come, let's get him drunk with wine, and then we will have sex with him. That way we will preserve our family line through our father. Damn, that's crazy. So that night they got him drunk with wine, and the older daughter went in and had intercourse with her father. He was unaware of her lying down or getting up again. The next morning the older daughter said to her younger sister, I had sex with our father last night. Let's get him drunk with wine again tonight, and you go in and have sex with him. That way we will preserve our family line through our father. So that night they got him drunk with wine again, and the younger daughter went in and had intercourse with him. Crazy, dude. As before, he was unaware of her lying down or getting up again. As a result, both of Lot's daughters became pregnant by their own father. When the older daughters gave birth to a son, she named him Moab. He became the ancestor of the nation now known as the Moabites. When the younger daughter gave birth to a son, she named him Benami. He became the ancestor of the nation now known as Ammonites. Chapter 20, Genesis. What's up, mother flowers? What's up, mother flowers? We're reading Genesis chapter 20. I've been reading it all morning. Yeah, what's up? What's up? Make sure to subscribe to the channel and definitely hit the bell notification so you can know when I go back live. Abraham deceives Abimelech. Abraham moved south to the Negev and lived for a while between Kadesh and Shur, and then he moved on to Gerar. While living there as a foreigner, Abraham introduced his wife, Sarah, by saying, she is my sister. So King Abimelech of Gerar sent for Sarah and had her brought to him at his palace. But that night God came to Abimelech in a dream and told him, "You are a dead man, for that woman you have taken him already married." But Abimelech had not slept with her yet. So he said, "Lord, will you destroy an innocent nation?" Then Abraham tell me she is my sister. And she herself said, "Yes, he is my brother. I acted in complete innocence. My hands are clean." And the dream of God responded, "Yes, I know you are innocent. That's why I kept you from sinning against me, and why I did not let you touch her. Now return the woman to her husband, and he will pray for you, for he is a prophet, then you will live. But if you don't return her to him, you can be sure that you and all your people will die." Abimelech got up early the next morning and quickly called all his servants together. When he told them what had happened, his men were terrified. Then Abimelech called for Abraham. "What have you done to us?" He demanded. "What crime have I committed that deserves treatment like this, making me and my kingdom guilty of this great sin? No one should ever do what you have done. Whatever possessed you to do such thing?" Abraham replied, "I thought this is a godless place. They will want my wife and will kill me to get her. And she really is my sister, for we both have the same father but different mothers. And I married her when God called me to leave my father's home and to travel from place to place. I told her, 'Do me a favor wherever we go. Tell the people that I am your brother.'" Come on, Jesus. Let's go, Jesus. Then Abimelech told some of his sheep and goats, cattle, male and female servants, and he represented them to Abraham. He also returned his wife Sarah to him. Then Abimelech said, "Look over my land and choose any place where you would like to live." And he said to Sarah, "Look, I am giving your brother 1,000 pieces of silver. In the presence of all these witnesses, this is to compensate you for any wrong I may have done to you. This will settle my claim against me, and your reputation is cleared." Then Abraham prayed to God, and God healed Abimelech, his wife, and his female servants, so they could have children. For the Lord had caused all the women to be infertile because of what happened with Abraham's wife Sarah. Oh yes, come on, Jeba. Jesus. Thank you, Rocket Man, for coming back. Thank you so much. We're at chapter 21, Genesis chapter 21, the birth of Isaac. Come on, Jesus. The birth of Isaac. The Lord kept his word and did for Sarah exactly what he had promised. She became pregnant and she gave birth to a son for Abraham. In his old age, this happened at just the time of God had said it would. And Abraham named their son Isaac. 8 days after Isaac was born, Abraham circumcised him as God had commanded. Abraham was 100 years old when Isaac was born. And Sarah declared, "God has brought me laughter. All who heard about this was laughed with me. Who would have said to Abraham and Sarah would nurse a baby? Yet I have given Abraham a son in his old age." Come on, Jesus. Let's go. We're going to keep on going. We're keep on going. Hagar and Ishmael are sent away. Let's go. Okay, when Isaac grew up and was about to be weaned, Abraham prepared a huge feast to celebrate the occasion. But Sarah saw Ishmael, the son of Abraham, and her Egyptian servant Hagar, making fun of her son Isaac. So she turned to Abraham and demanded, "Get rid of that slave woman and her son. He is not going to share the inheritance with my son Isaac. I won't have it." This upset Abraham very much because Ishmael was his son, but God told Abraham, "Do not be upset over the boy and your servant. Do whatever Sarah tells you, for Isaac is a son through whom your descendants will be counted. But I will also make a nation of descendants of Hagar's son because he is your son too." So Abraham got up early the next morning, prepared food and a container of water, and strapped them on Hagar's shoulders. Then he sent her away with her son, and she wandered aimlessly in the wilderness of Beersheba. When the water was gone, she put the boy in the shade of a bush. Then she went and sat down by herself about 100 yards away. "I don't want to watch the boy die," she said, as she burst into tears. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But God heard the boy crying, and the angel of God called to Hagar from heaven. And Hagar, what's wrong? Do not be afraid. God has heard the boy crying as he lies there. Go to him and confront him, for I will make a great nation from his descendants. Then God opened Hagar's eyes, and she saw a well full of water. She quickly filled her water container and gave the boy a drink. And God was with the boy as he grew up in the wilderness. He became a skillful archer, and he settled in the wilderness of Paran. His mother arranged for him to marry a woman from the land of Egypt. Come on, Jesus. Let's go, Jesus. Abraham's covenant with Abimelech. About this time, Abimelech came with Phicol, his army commander, to visit Abraham. God is obviously with you, helping you in everything you do. Abimelech said, swear to me in God's name that you will never deceive me, my children, or any of my descendants. I have been loyal to you, so now swear that you will be loyal to me and to this country where you are living as a foreigner. Abraham replied, yes, I swear to it. Then Abraham complained to Abimelech about a well that Abimelech's servants had taken by force for Abraham's servants. This is the first I've ever heard it. Abimelech answered, I have no idea who is responsible. You have never complained about this before. Come on, Jesus. Yes. Abraham then gave some of his sheep, goats, and cattle to Abimelech, and they made a treaty, but Abraham also took 7 additional female lambs and set them off by themselves. Abimelech asked, why have you set these 7 apart from the others? Abraham replied, please accept these 7 lambs to show your agreement that I dug this well. Then he named the place Beersheba, which means well of the oath, because that was where they had sworn the oath. After making the covenant at Beersheba, Abimelech left him Phicol, the commander of this army, and they returned home to the land of the Philistines. Then Abraham planted a tamarisk tree in Beersheba, and there he worshipped the Lord, the eternal God. And Abraham lived as a foreigner in the Palestine country for a long time. Come on, Jesus. Chapter 22, Genesis chapter 22. What's up? What's up? Hey, sister in Christ. Hello. We're reading Genesis chapter 22. Abraham's faith tested. Sometime later, God tested Abraham's faith. Abraham called God. Yes, he replied, here I am. Take your son, your only son, yes, Isaac, whom you love so much, and go to the land of Moriah. Go and sacrifice him as a burnt offering on one of the mountains, which I will show you. The next morning, Abraham got up early. He saddled his donkey and took 2 of his servants with him along with his son Isaac, and then he chopped wood for a fire for a burnt offering. And he set out for the place God had told him about. On the 3rd day of their journey, Abraham looked up and saw the place in the distance. Stay here with the donkey, Abraham told the servants. The boy and I will travel a little farther. We will worship there, and then we will come right back. So Abraham placed the wood for the burnt offerings on Isaac's shoulders, while he himself carried the fire and the knife. As the 2 of them walked on together, Isaac turned to Abraham and said, Father. Yes, my son. Abraham replied, we have the fire and the wood. The boy said, but where is the sheep for the burnt offering? God will provide a sheep for the burnt offering, my son. Abraham answered, and they both walked on together. When they arrived at the place where God had told him to go, Abraham built an altar and arranged the wood on it. Then he tried his son Isaac and laid him on the altar on top of the wood. And Abraham picked up the knife to kill his son as a sacrifice. At the moment, the angel of the Lord called to him from heaven, Abraham, Abraham. Abraham, Abraham. Yes, Abraham replied, here I am. Come on, Jesus. Don't lay a hand on the boy. The angel said, do not hurt him in any way, for now I know that you truly fear God. Come on, somebody, Jesus. He fears God. Fear the God. Come on, let's go. You have not withheld from me even your son, your only son. Then Abraham looked up and saw a ram caught by its horns. Come on, Jesus, let's go. Abraham looked up and saw a ram caught in the horns and a thicket. So he took the ram and sacrificed it as a burnt offering in the place of his son. Abraham named the place Yahweh, which means the Lord will provide. To this day, people still use that name as a proverb. On the mountain of the Lord, it will be provided. Then the angel of the Lord called again to Abraham from heaven. This is what the Lord says, because you have obeyed me and have not withheld even your son, your only son, I swear by my own name that I will certainly bless you. I will multiply your descendants beyond number, like the stars in the sky and the sand in the seashore. Your descendants will conquer in the cities of their enemies, and through your descendants all the nations of the earth will be blessed, all blessed because you have obeyed me. Then they returned to the servants and traveled back Besha, where Abraham continued to live. Soon after this, Abraham heard that Milcah, his brother Nahor's wife, had born near 8. What's up? Yo. That's right. Let's go, Jesus. The oldest was named Uz. The next oldest was Buzz, followed by Kimil, the ancestors of the Ammonites, Kes, Hazo, Piljas. There's a bunch of crazy names. Hold on one second. Let's go. What's up? Hey, yo. All right, where are we? Oh, here we go. 23, chapter 23, Genesis chapter 23. When Sarah was 127 years old, she died at Kiriath Abraham, now called Hebron, in the land of Canaan. There Abraham mourned and wept for her. Then, leaving her body, he said to Hittite elders, "Here I am, a stranger and a foreigner among you. Please sell me a piece of land so I can give my wife a proper burial." The Hittites replied to Abraham, "Listen to my lord, you are an honored prince among us. Choose the finest of our tombs and bury her there. No one here will refuse to help you in this way." Then Abraham bowed low before the Hittites and said, "Since you are willing to help me in this way, be so kind as to ask Ephron, son of Zohar, to let me buy his cave at Melipah. Down at the end of this field, I will pay the full price in the presence of witness, so I will have a permanent burial place for my family." Come on, Jesus. Yes, for my family. Ephron was sitting there among the others, and he answered Abraham as the others. "Listen, speaking publicly before all the Hittite elders of the town. No, my lord," he said to Abraham, "please listen to me. I will give you the field and the cave. Here is a present of my people. I will give it to you. Go and bury your dead." Abraham again bowed low before the citizens of the land, and he replied to Iran, Has anyone listened? No, listen to me. I will buy it from you. Let me pay the full price for the field so I can bury my dead there." Ephron answered Abraham, "My lord, please listen to me. The land is worth 400 pieces of silver, but what is that between friends? Go ahead and bury your dead." So Abraham agreed to Ephron's price and paid the amount he had suggested. 400 pieces of silver, weighed according to the market standard. The Hittite elders witnessed the transaction. So Abraham bought the plot of land belonging to Ephron at Melipah near Mir. This included the field itself, cave that was in it, and all the surrounding trees. It was transformed to Abraham as his permanent possession, and the presence of Hittites, elders at the city gate. Then Abraham buried his wife Sarah. There is a Canaan in the cave of Mechaplah, near Mir, also called Hebron. So the field and the cave were transformed from the Hittites to Abraham for use as a permanent burial place. Oh my goodness. 24, chapter 24, Genesis chapter 24. What do you mean, why? Because I love it, that's why. 24, a wife of Isaac. Let's go. Abraham was now a very old man, and the Lord had blessed him in every way. One day Abraham said to his oldest servant, the man in charge of his household, take an oath by putting your hand under my thigh. Swear to the Lord, the God of heaven and earth, that you will not allow my son to marry one of these local Canaanite women. Go instead to my homeland, to my relatives, and find a wife there for my son Isaac. The servant asked, but what if I can't find a young woman who is willing to travel so far from home? Should I then take Isaac there to live among your relatives in the land you came from? No, Abraham responded, be careful never to take my son there. For the Lord, the God of heaven, who took me from my father's house and my native land, solemnly promised to give this land to my descendants. He will send his angel ahead of you, and he will see it that you find a wife there for my son. If she is unwilling to come back with you, then you are free from this oath of mine. But under no circumstances are you to take my son there. So the servant took an oath by putting his hand under the thigh of his master Abraham. He swore to follow Abraham's instructions. Then he loaded 10 of Abraham's camels with all kinds of expensive gifts from his master, and he traveled to a distant Abraham. There he went to the town where Abraham's brother Gerar had settled. He made the camels kneel beside a well just outside the town. It was evening, and the women were coming out to draw water. O Lord God, my master, Abraham, he prayed, please give me success today and show unfailing love to my master. Abraham, see, I am standing here beside his spring, and the young women of the town are coming out to draw water. This is my request. I will ask one of them, please give me a drink from your jug. If she says yes, have a drink, and I will water your camels too. Let her be the one who have selected as Isaac's wife. This is how I will know that you have shown unfailing love to my master. Come on, Jesus. Before he had finished praying, he saw a young woman named Rebekah coming out with her water jug on her shoulder. She was a daughter of Bethuel, who was the son of Abraham's brother, Norah, and his wife, Milcah. Rebekah was very beautiful and old enough to be married. Come on, Jesus. But she was still a virgin. She went down to a spring, filled her jug, and came up again. Running over to her, the servant said, please give me a little drink of water from your jug. Yes, my lord, she answered. Have a drink. And she quickly lowered her jug from the shoulder and gave him a drink. When she had given him a drink, she said, I'll draw water for your camels too, until they have had enough to drink. When she had given him a drink, she said, I'll draw water to your camels until they have had enough to drink. So quickly emptied her jug into the watering trough and ran back to the well to draw water for his camel. The servant watched her in silence, wondering whether or not the Lord had given him success in his mission. Then at last, when the camels had finished drinking, he took out a gold ring for her nose and 2 large gold bracelets for her wrist. Come on, Jesus, let's go. Yeah, I finished drinking. Okay. Those daughters are you? He asked, and please tell me, would your father have any room to put us up for the night? I am the daughter of Bethel, she replied. My grandparents are Nora and Milcah. Yes, we have plenty of straw and feed for the camels, and we have room for guests. The man bowed low and worshiped the Lord. Praise the Lord God of my master. Abraham, he said, the Lord has shown unfailing love and faithfulness to my master, for he has led me straight to my master's relatives. The young woman ran home to tell her family everything that he had happened. Now Rebekah had a brother named Laban who ran out to meet the man at the spring. He had seen the nose ring and the bracelet on his sister's wrist. Come on, Jesus. And had heard Rebekah tell what the man had said. So he rushed out to the spring where the man was still standing beside his camels. Laban said to him, come and stay with us, you who are blessed by the Lord. Why are you standing here outside the town when I have a room all ready for you and a place prepared for the camels? So the man went home with the Lebanon, and Lebanon unloaded the camels, gave him straw for their bedding, fed them, and provided water for the man and the camel, drivers to wash their feet. Then food was served, but Abraham's servant said, I don't want to eat until I have told you why I have come. Come on, Jesus. Yes, Jesus. Jesus. All right, Laban said. Tell us, I am Abraham's servant. He explained, and the Lord has greatly blessed my master. He has become a wealthy man. The Lord has given him flocks of sheep and the goats, herds of cattle, a fortune in silver and gold, and many male and female servants and camels and donkeys. When Sarah, my master's wife, was very old, she gave birth to the master's son, and my master has given him everything he owns. And my master made me take an oath. He said, do not allow my son to marry one of these local Canaanite women. Go instead to my father's house, to my relatives, and find a wife there for my son. Come on, Jesus. Let's go. Jesus. Oh, yes. Jesus. Come on. The viewers come and go. You know why. We all know why the viewers come and go. Come on, Jesus. Let's go, Jesus. Yes. Oh, yes. Thank you so much for your peaceful comments. Thank you so much. All right, we're getting there. We're going through, yeah. Oh yes. Come on, Jesus. But I said to my master, what if I can't find a young woman who is willing to go back with me? He responded, the Lord is the Lord in whose presence I have lived will send his angel with you and will make your mission successful. Yes, you must find a wife for my son from among my relatives, from my father's family. Then you will have fulfilled your obligation. But if you go to my relatives and they refuse to let her go with you, you will be free from my oath. Come on, Jesus. So today when I came to the spring, I prayed this prayer. Oh Lord God of my master Abraham, please give me success on this mission. See, I am standing here beside the spring. This is my request. When a young woman comes to draw water, I will say to her, please give me a little drink of water from your jug. If she says, yes, have a drink, and I will draw water for your camels too, let her be the one you have selected to the wife of my master's son. Before I had finished praying, in my heart I saw Rebekah coming out with her water jug on her shoulder. She went down to the spring and drew water so I said to her, please give me a drink. She quickly lowered her jug from her shoulder and said, yes, have a drink and I will water your camels too. So I drank, and then she watered the camels. Come on, Jesus. Let's go, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. Let's go, Jesus. All right, Jesus Christ. Let's go. Jesus. Then I asked, whose daughter are you? Whose daughter are you? She replied, I am the daughter of Bethuel, and my grandparents are Nor and Melchi. So I put the ring on her nose and her bracelets on her wrist. Then I bowed low and worshiped the Lord. Dude, I should highlight that. There's a ring on her nose and bracelets on her wrist. People were describing about piercings. That's piercing. That's a piercing on her nose ring. Crazy. It talks about that. Genesis. So cool. I got to take a picture of that. Let's see where. Yeah, it says that in there. It's crazy, huh? It says that in there, dude. Talks about piercings. Cool. I had to show my wife that. I had to show my wife that because everybody talks about piercings and like, oh, is piercings okay and all this stuff. So let's go back over here. Before I finished praying in my heart, I saw Rebecca coming out with her water jug on her shoulder. She went down in the spring. So I said, let's see where it says. Um, he responded, Lord, is the present I live with. Yes, you must find a wife or son among relatives from my fathers. Then you will have fulfilled their obligations. Okay. So today I came to spring. I prayed in prayer. Oh God, my master Abraham, please give me a success. See, I'm standing here beside the spring. This is my request. When a young woman comes to draw water, I will say, all right, cool. All right, I'm looking for where it says the piercings. Breath, master, given everything on master. All right, we're trying to find it right now. So we rushed out the spring. I'll find it later. I'll find it later. I'm just gonna. I highlighted already, so we have that right now. About the piercings, because people talk about piercings and stuff, you know. All right. All right. Yes, come on, let's go. Then I bow low and worship the Lord. I praise the Lord, the God of my master Abraham, because he held me straight to my master's knee to be his son's wife. So tell me, will you or you won't you show unfailing love and faithfulness to my master? Please tell me yes or no, and then I'll know what to do next. Then Lebanon and Bethel replied, the Lord has obviously brought you here. So there is nothing we can say. Here is Rebecca. Take her and go. Yes, let her be your wife and your master's son, and Lord has directed. When Abraham's servant heard their answer, he bowed down to the ground and worshiped the Lord. Then he brought out silver and gold jewelry and clothing and presented them to Rebecca. He also gave expensive presents to her brother and mother. Then they ate their meal, and the servant and the men with him stayed there overnight. But early the next morning, Abraham's servant said, send me back to my master, but he want Rebecca to stay with us at least 10 days. Her brother and mother said, then she can go. Come on, Jesus. But he said, don't delay me. The Lord has made my mission successful. Now send me back so he can return to my master. Well, they said, we'll call Rebecca and ask her what she thinks. So they called Rebecca. Are you willing to go with this man? They asked her, and she replied, yes, I will go. So they said, go, good. Bye to Rebecca and send her away with Abraham's servant and his men. The woman who had been Rebecca's childhood nurse went along with her. They gave her this blessing as she parted. Our sister, may you become the mother of many millions. May your descendants be strong and conquer the cities of your enemies. Ooh, that's crazy, huh? Thank you so much. Oh, yes. Thank you so much. At least I'm reading the Holy Bible. Come on. Let's go, Jesus. I'm going to highlight that. Let's go, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. Oh, yes. Let's go, Jesus. Then Rebekah and her servant girls mounted the camels and followed the man. So Abraham's servant took Rebekah and went on his way. Meanwhile, Isaac, whose home was in the Negev, had returned from Berlario. I can't even say that. One evening, as he was walking and meditating in the fields, he looked up and saw the camels coming. When Rebekah looked up and saw Isaac, she quickly demounted from her camel, who is the man walking through the fields to meet us. She asked the servant, and he replied, "It is my master." So Rebekah covered her face with her veil. Then the servant told Isaac everything he had done, and Isaac brought Rebekah into his mother servant's tent, and she became his wife. He loved her deeply, and she was special comfort to him after the death of his mother. Come on, Jesus. Oh, yes. Chapter 25, Genesis chapter 25. We're going through the death of Abraham. Abraham married another wife whose name was Kentra. She gave birth to Zimran, Zokosan, Medan, Meda. Okay, it goes through all this stuff, all the names. It's really hard for the names. Abraham gave everything he owned to his son Isaac, but before he died, he gave gifts to the sons of his concubines and sent them off to the land in the east away from Isaac. Abraham lived for 175 years, and he died at a ripe old age. Having lived a long and satisfying life, he breathed his last and joined his ancestors in death. His sons Isaac and Ishmael buried him in the cave of Machpelah near Mur, in the fields of Ephron, son of Zohar, and Hittite. This was the field that Abraham had purchased from the Hittites, and where he had buried his wife Sarah. After Abraham's death, God blessed his son Isaac, who settled near Bir Alario in the Negev. It's really hard to say those words. Ishmael's descendants. This is the account of the family of Ishmael, the son of Abraham through Hagar, Sarah's Egyptian servant. Here is a list by their names and clans. Of Ishmael's descendants, the oldest was Nibron, followed by Kedar, Abiel, Mishpah, Duma, Misha, Heda, Tema, all these names. These 12 sons of Ishmael became the founders of 12 tribes named after them, listed according to the places they settled and camped. Ishmael lived for 137 years. Then he breathed his last and joined his ancestors in death. Ishmael's descendants occupied the region from Hevelon to Shur, which is east of Egypt in the direction of Ishmael. There they lived in open hostility toward all their relatives. Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. The birth of Ishua and Jacob. This is the account of the family of Isaac, the son of Abraham. When Isaac was 40 years old, he married Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel, the Abraham from Peramama, the sister of Laban and Ermaramine. Isaac pleaded with the Lord on behalf of his wife because she was unable to have children. The Lord answered Isaac's prayer, and Rebekah became pregnant with twins. But the two children struggled. Oh, man. I'm trying to have this right here. Struggle with each other in the womb, so she went to ask the Lord about it. Why is this happening to me? She asked, and the Lord told her, the sons in your womb will become two nations. From the very beginning, the two nations will be rivals. One nation will be the stronger than the other, and your older son will serve your younger son. And when the time came to give birth, Rebekah discovered that she did indeed have twins. The first one was very red at birth and covered with thick hair like a fur coat. So they named him Ishua. Then the other twin was born with his hand grasping Ishua's heel. So they named him Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old when the twins were born. Come on, Jesus. Yes. Ishua sells his birthright. As the boy grew up, Ishua became a skillful hunter. He was an outdoorsman, but Jacob had a quiet temperament, preferring to stay at home. Isaac loved Ishua because he enjoyed eating the wild game Ishua brought home, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Yes. He loved Jacob. Had quiet. Okay, so he loved Jacob. One day when Jacob was cooking some stew, Ishua arrived home from the wilderness, exhausted and hungry. Ishua said to Jacob, "I'm starved. Give me some of that red stew." This is how Ishua got his other name, Edom, which means red. "All right," Jacob replied, "but trade me your rights as the firstborn son." Crazy, huh? "Look, I'm dying of starvation," said Ishua. "What good is my birthright to me now?" But Jacob said, "First you must swear that your birthright is mine." So Ishua swore on oath, thereby selling his all his rights as a firstborn to his brother Jacob. Then Jacob gave Ishua some bread and lentil stew. Ishua ate the meal, then got up and left. He showed contempt for his rights as his firstborn. Isaac deceives Abimelech. These are crazy hard words to read. What's up? What's up? 26, chapter 26, Genesis chapter 26. Yeah. 26, chapter 26. A severe famine now struck the land, as had happened before in Abraham's time. So Isaac moved to Gerar, where Abraham, king of Philistines, lived. The Lord appeared to Isaac and said, "Do not go down to Egypt, but do as I tell you. Live here as a foreigner in this land, and I will be with you and bless you. I hereby confirm that I will give all these lands to you and your descendants, just as I solemnly promised Abraham your father. I will cause your descendants to become as numerous as the stars of the sky, and I will give them all these lands. And through your descendants, all nations of the earth will be blessed. I will do this because Abraham listened to me and obeyed all my requirements, commands, decrees, and instructions." So Isaac stayed in Gerar. When the men who lived there asked Isaac about his wife, Rebekah, he said, "She is my sister." He was afraid to say, "She is my wife." Oh my goodness, he was afraid. He thought, "They will kill me to get her because she is so beautiful." But sometime later, Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked out his window and saw Isaac caressing Rebekah. Immediately, Abimelech called for Isaac and exclaimed, "She is obviously your wife. Why did you say she is my sister?" "Because I was afraid someone would kill me to get her from me," Isaac replied. "How could you do this to us?" Abimelech exclaimed. "One of my people might easily have taken your wife and slept with her, and you would have made us guilty of great sin." Then Abimelech issued a public proclamation. "Anyone who touches his man or his wife will be put to death." Conflict over water rights. When Isaac planted his crops, that year he harvested 100 times more grain than he planted, for the Lord blessed him. He became a very rich man, and his wealth continued to grow. He acquired so many flocks of sheep and goats, herds of cattle, and servants that Philistines became jealous of him. So the Philistines filled up all of Isaac's wells with dirt. These were the wells that had been dug by the servants of his father Abraham. Finally, Abimelech ordered Isaac to leave the country, go somewhere else. He said, "For you have become too powerful for us." So Isaac moved away to the Gerar valley, where he set up their tents and settled down. He reopened the wells his father had dug, which the Philistines had filled in after Abraham's death. Isaac also restored the names Abraham had given them. Isaac's servants also dug in the Gerar valley and discovered a well of fresh water. But then the shepherds from Gerar came and claimed the spring. "This is our water," they said, and they argued over it with Isaac's herdsmen. So Isaac named the well Isaac, which means argument. Isaac's men then dug another well, but again there was a dispute over it. So Isaac named it Sitnah, which means hostility. Abandoning That one Isaac moved on and dug another well. This time there was no dispute over it. So Isaac named the place Rehoboth, which means open space. For he said, at least the Lord has created enough space for us to prosper in this land. From there, Isaac moved to the Beersheba, where the Lord appeared to him on the night of his arrival. I am the God of your father Abraham, he said. Do not be afraid, for I am with you and will bless you. Bless you. I will multiply your descendants, and they will become great nations. I will do this because of my promise to Abraham, my servant. Then Isaac built an altar there and worshipped the Lord. He set up his camp at the place, and his servants dug another well. Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. Isaac's covenant with Abimelech. Yes, let's go. Come on. I need a little something to drink because my voice is going out. Some energy drink. F3 energy. Let's go. Come on. Let's go, Jesus. Let's go, Jesus. Matthew 7:7. Knock on the door, and it shall be open. Seek and you find. And knock on the door, it shall be open. Come on. Jesus. Come on, Jesus. Let's go. All right, one day, King Abimelech came from Gerar with his advisors, Ashueth, and also Pelico, his army commander. Why have you come here? Isaac asked. You obviously hate me since you kicked me off your land. They replied, we can plainly see that the Lord is with you. So we want to enter into a sworn trinity with you. Let's make a covenant, swear that you will not harm us. Just as we have never troubled you, we have always treated you well, and we sent you away from us in peace. And now look how the Lord has blessed you. So Isaac prepared a covenant feast to celebrate the treaty, and they ate and drank together early the next morning. They each took a solemn oath not to interfere with each other. Then Isaac sent them home again, and they left him in peace. That very day, Isaac's servants came and told him about a new well they had dug. We've found water, they exclaimed. So Isaac's named the well Seplah, which means oath, and to this day, the town that grew up there is called Beersheba, which means well of the oath. At the age of 40, Ishmael married two Hittite wives, Judith, the daughter of Beri, and Bashmath, the daughter of Elon. But Ishmael's wife made life miserable for Isaac and Rebekah. 27, chapter 27, Genesis chapter 27. Jacob steals Ishmael's blessings. Do you remember this story? Oh my goodness. Do you remember this story? Oh yes. Come on. One day, when Isaac was old and turning blind, he called for Ishmael, his older son, and said, my son. Yes, father, Ishmael replied. I am an old man now, Isaac said, and I don't know when I may die. Take your bow and quiver full of arrows and go out into the open country to hunt some wild game for me. Prepare my favorite dish and bring it for me to eat. Then I will pronounce the blessing that belongs to you, my firstborn son, before I die. But Rebekah overheard what Isaac had said to his son Ishmael. So when Ishmael left to hunt for the wild game, she said to her son Jacob, listen, I overheard your father say to Ishmael, bring me some wild game and prepare me a delicious meal. Then I will bless you in the Lord's presence before I die. Now, my son, listen to me. Do exactly as I tell you. Go out to the flocks and bring me 2 fine young goats. I'll use them to prepare your father's favorite dish. Then take the food to your father so he can eat it and bless you before he dies. Dude, crazy, huh? But look, Jacob replied to Rebekah, my brother Ishmael is a hairy man, and my skin is smooth. What if my father touches me? Oh my goodness, He'll see that I'm trying to trick him, and then he'll curse me instead of blessing me. But his mother replied, then let the curse fall on me, my son. Just do what I tell you. Go out and get the goats for me. So Jacob went out and got the young goats for his mother. Rebekah took them and prepared a delicious meal just the way Isaac liked it. Then she looked at Ishmael's father, favorite clothes, which were there in the house, and gave them to her younger son Jacob. She covered his arms and then smoothed parts of his neck with the skin of a young goat's. Then she gave Jacob the delicious meal, including freshly baked bread. So Jacob took the food to his father. My father, she said. Yes, my son. Isaac answered, who are you, Ishmael or Jacob? Jacob replied, it's Ishmael, your firstborn son. I've done as you told me. Here is the wild game. Now sit up and eat it so you can give me your blessing. Isaac said, how did you find it so quickly, my son? The Lord your God put it into my path. Jacob replied. Then Isaac said to Jacob, come closer so I can touch you and make sure that you really are Ishmael. So Jacob went closer to his father, and Isaac touched him. The voice is Jacob's, but the hands are Ishmael's. Isaac said, but he did not recognize Jacob because Jacob's hands felt hairy just like Ishmael's. Isaac prepared to bless Jacob. But are you really my son Ishmael? He asked. Yes, I am, Jacob replied. Then Isaac said, now, my son, bring me the wild game. Let me eat it, and then I will give you my blessing. So Jacob took the food to his father. Isaac ate it. He also drank the wine that Jacob served him. Then Isaac said to Jacob, please come a little closer and kiss me, my son. So Jacob went over and kissed him. And when Isaac caught the smell of his clothes, he was finally convinced, and he blessed his son. He said, ah, the smell of my son is like the smell of the outdoors, which the Lord has blessed. Whoa, that's crazy. From the dew of heaven and the richness of the earth, my God also give you abundant harvest of grain and bountiful new wine. May many nations become your servants, and may they bow down to you. May you be the master over your brothers, and you may mothers' sons bow to you. You all who curse you will be cursed, and all who bless you will be blessed. As soon as Isaac has finished blessing Jacob, and almost before Jacob had left his father Ishmael, come on, Jesus, returned from his hunt, Ishmael prepared a delicious meal and brought it to his father. Then he said, sit up, my father, and eat my wild game so you can give me your blessing. As Isaac asked him, who are you? Ishmael replied, it's your son, your firstborn son, Ishmael. Isaac began to tremble uncontrollably and said, then who just served me wild game? I have already eaten it, and I blessed him just before you came. And yes, the blessings must stand. When Ishmael heard his father's words, he let out a loud, bitter cry. Oh, my father, what about me? Bless me too, he begged. But Isaac said, your brother was here, and he tricked me. He has taken away your blessings. Ishmael exclaimed, no wonder his name is Jacob, for now he has cheated me twice. First he took my rights as the firstborn, and now he has stolen my blessing. Oh, haven't you saved even the one blessing for me? Isaac said to Ishmael, I have made Jacob your master, and have declared that all his brothers will be his servants. I guaranteed him an abundance of grain and wine. What is left for me to give you, my son? Ishmael pleaded, but do you have only one blessing? Oh, my father, bless me too. Then Ishmael broke down and wept. Finally, his father Isaac said to him, you will live away from the righteousness of the earth, and away from the dew of the heaven above. You will live by your sword, and you will serve your brother. But when you decide to break free, you will shake his yoke from your neck. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. We're going through it. Genesis. Genesis, baby. Let's go. There is only one God in the Holy Bible. Only one God. Come on, Jesus. Jacob flees to Padan and Aram. Come on, let's go. From that time on, Ishmael hated Jacob because their father had given Jacob the blessing. And Ishmael began to scheme I will soon be mourning my father's death. Then I will kill my brother Jacob. But Rebekah heard about Esau's plans, so she sent her for Jacob and told him, Listen, Esau is consoling himself by plotting to kill you. So listen carefully, my son. Get ready and flee to my brother Laban and Haran. Stay there with him until your brother cools off. When he calms down and forgets what you've done to him, I will send for you to come back. Why should I lose both of you in one day? Then Rebekah said to Isaac, I'm sick and tired of these local Hittite women. I would rather die than see Jacob marry one of them. Come on, Jesus. Chapter 28, Genesis chapter 28. So Isaac called for Jacob, blessed him, and said, You must not marry any of these Canaanites women. Instead, go at once to Padan Aram, to the house of your grandfather Bethuel, and marry one of your uncle Lebanon's daughters. May God Almighty bless you and give you many children, and may your descendants multiply and become many nations. May God pass on to you and your descendants the blessings be promised to Abraham. May you own this land where you are now living as a foreigner, for God gave his land to Abraham. So Isaac sent Jacob away, and he went to Padan Aram to stay with his uncle Laban, his mother's brother, the son of Bethuel, the Aram. Ishmael knew that his father Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him to Padan Aram to find a wife, and that he had warned Jacob, You must not marry a Canaanite woman. He also knew that Jacob had obeyed his parents and gone to Padan Aram. It was now very clear to Ishmael that his father did not like the local Canaanite women. So Ishmael visited his uncle Ishmael's family and married one of Ishmael's daughters in addition to the wives he already had. His new wife's name was Mehlatha. She was the sister of Nibanon and daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son. Yes. Jacob's dream at Bethel. Meanwhile, Jacob left Beersheba and traveled toward Haran, and at sundown he arrived at a good place to set up camp and stopped there for the night. Jacob found a stone to rest his head against and lay down to sleep. As he slept, he dreamt of a stairway that reached from the earth up to heaven. That's got to be a crazy dream, huh? And he saw the angels of God going up and down the stairway. At the top of the stairway stood the Lord, and he said, I am the Lord, the God of your grandfather Abraham, and the God of your father Isaac. The ground you are lying on belongs to you. I am giving it to you and your descendants. Your descendants will be as numerous as the dust of the earth. They will spread out in all directions, to the west and the east, and to the north and the south. And all the families of the earth will be blessed through you and your descendants. What's more, I am with you, and I will protect you wherever you go. One day I will bring you back to this land. I will not leave you until I have finished giving you everything I have promised you. Oh, come on, Jesus. Then Jacob awoke from his sleep and said, Surely the Lord is in this place, and I wasn't even aware of it. But he was also afraid and said, What an awesome place this is. It is none other than the house of God, the very gateway to heaven. The next morning Jacob got up very early. He took the stone he had rested his head against, and he set it upright as a memorial pillar. Then he poured olive oil over it. He named that place Bethel, which means house of God. Although it was previously called Luz, then Jacob made this vow, if God will indeed be with me and protect me on this journey, and if he will provide with food and clothing, then I will return safely to my father's home. Then the Lord will certainly be my God. And this memorial pillar I have set up will become a place for worship God, and I will present to God a tenth of everything he gives me. Come on, somebody, Jesus. That's right. He didn't get mad about blessing Jacob, huh? 29, chapter 29, Jacob arrives at Padan Aram. Sorry if I can't pronounce the words of their names. It's hard Sorry to say their names. I'm so sorry. Then Jacob hurried on, finally arriving in the land of the east. He saw a well in the distance. 3 flocks of sheep and goats lay in an open field beside it, waiting to be watered, but a heavy stone covered the mouth of the well. It was the custom there to wait for all the flocks to arrive before removing the stone and watering the animals. Afterward, the stone would be placed back over the mouth of the well. Jacob went over the shepherds and asked, "Where are you from, my friends?" "We are from Haran," they answered. "Do you know a man there named Laban and the grandson of Norah?" He asked. "Yes, we do," they replied. "Is he doing well?" Jacob asked. Yes, he's well," they answered. "Look, here comes his daughter, Rachel, with the flock now." Jacob said, "Look, it's still broad daylight, too early to round up the animals. Why don't you water the sheep and goats so they can get back out to pasture?" "We can't water the animals until the flocks have arrived," they replied. Then the shepherds moved the stone from the mouth of the well and watered all the sheep and goats. Jacob was still talking with them when Rachel arrived with her father's flock, for she was a shepherd, and because Rachel was in counsel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and because the sheep and goats belonged to his uncle Laban. Jacob went over to the well and moved the stone from his mouth and watered his uncle's flock. Then Jacob kissed Rachel, and he wept aloud. He explained to the Rachel that he was her counsel on her father's side, the son of her aunt Rebekah. So Rachel quickly ran and told her father's Laban. As soon as Laban heard that his nephew Jacob had arrived, he ran out to meet him. He embraced and kissed him and brought him home. When Jacob had told him his story, Laban exclaimed, "You really are my own flesh and blood." Come on, Jesus. Jacob marries Leah and Rachel. After Jacob had stayed with Laban for about a month, Laban said to him, "You shouldn't work for me without pay just because we are relatives. Tell me how much your wages should be." Now Lebanon had 2 daughters. The older daughter was named Leah, and the younger one was named Rachel. There was no sparkle in Leah's eyes, but Rachel had a beautiful figure and lovely face. Since Jacob was in love with Rachel, he told her father, "I'll work for you for 7 years if you'll give me Rachel, your younger daughter, as a wife." "Agreed." Lebanon replied, "I'll rather give her to you than to anyone else. Stay and work with me." So Jacob worked 7 years to pay for Rachel, but his love for her was so strong that it seemed to him but a few days. Finally, the time came for him to marry her. "I have fulfilled my agreement," Jacob said to Lebanon. "Now give me my wife so I can sleep with her." Oh my goodness. So Lebanon invited everyone in the neighborhood and prepared a wedding feast. But then that night, when it was dark, Lebanon took Leah to Jacob, and he slept with her. Lebanon had given Leah a servant, Pilaf, to be her maid. But when Jacob woke up in the morning, it was Leah. "What have you done to me?" Jacob raged in Lebanon. "I worked 7 years for Rachel. Why have you tricked me? Why have you tricked me? It's not our custom here to marry off a younger daughter ahead of the firstborn." Lebanon replied, "But wait until the bridal week is over. Then we'll give you Rachel too." Crazy. It's a sword, that's right. It's a living sword, that's right. Come on, Jesus. It's a living word. Week is over. "When we'll give you Rachel too, provided you promise to work another 7 years for me." Another 7 years. Goodness gracious. So Jacob agreed to work 7 more years. A week after Jacob had married Leah, Lebanon gave him Rachel too. Lebanon gave Rachel a servant, Bilhah, to be her maid. So Jacob slept with Rachel too, and he loved her so much more than Leah. He then stayed and worked for Lebanon an additional 7 years. Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. Jacob's many children. When the Lord saw that Leah was unloved, and he enabled her to have children, but Rachel could not conceive. So Leah became pregnant and gave birth to a son. She named him Reuben, for she said, "The Lord has noticed my misery, and now my husband will love me." She soon became pregnant again and gave birth to another son. She named him Simon, for she said, "The Lord heard that I was unloved and has given me another son." Then she became pregnant and a third time and gave birth to another son. He was named Levi, for she said, "Surely this time my husband will feel affection for me, since I have given him three sons." Come on, Jesus. Once again, Leah became pregnant and gave birth to another son. She named him Judah, for she said, "Now I will praise the Lord." And then she stopped having children. We gotta read the Holy Bible to learn, right? To learn the ways of the Holy Bible. Wow, right? How else are we going to learn the word if we don't read the word every single day? This is a living Bible. This is the sword, the two-edged sword. This is stronger than a two-edged sword. The word is the way, the truth, and the life of Jesus Christ. Come on, somebody, let's go. Chapter 30, Genesis, chapter 30, let's go. Come on. When Rachel saw that she wasn't having any children for Jacob, she became jealous of her sister. She pleaded with Jacob, "Give me children or I'll die." Then Jacob became furious with Rachel. "Am I God?" he asked. "He's the one who has kept you from having children." Then Rachel told him, "Take my maid Bilhah and sleep with her. She will bear children for me, and through her I can have a family too." So Rachel gave her servant Bilhah to Jacob as a wife, and he slept with her. Bilhah became pregnant and presented him with a son. Rachel named him Dan, Dan, for she said, "God has vindicated me. He has heard my request and given me a son." Then Bilhah became pregnant again and gave Jacob a second son. Rachel named him Nepaliti, for she said, "I have struggled hard with my sister and I'm winning." Meanwhile, Leah realized that she wasn't getting pregnant anymore. So she took her servant Ziplah and gave her to Jacob and as a wife. Soon Ziplah presented him with a son. Leah named him Gad, for she said, "How fortunate I am." Then Ziplah gave Jacob a second son, and Leah named him Asher. Come on, Jesus. Jesus. For she said, "What joy is mine! Now the other woman will celebrate with me one day during the wheat harvest." Reuben found some mandrakes growing in a field and brought them to his mother. Rachel begged Leah, "Please give me some of your son's mandrakes." What is that? Mandrakes. But Leah angrily replied, "Wasn't it enough that you stole my husband? Now will you steal my son's mandrakes too?" Rachel answered, "I will let Jacob sleep with you tonight if you give me some of the mandrakes." So that evening, as Jacob was coming home from the fields, Leah went out to meet him. "You must come and sleep with me tonight," she said. "I have paid for you with some mandrakes that my son found." So that night he slept with Leah, and God answered Leah's prayers. She became pregnant again and gave birth to a fifth son for Jacob. She named him Ishar, for she said, "God has rewarded me for giving me my servant to my husband as a wife." Then Leah became pregnant again and gave birth to a sixth son for Jacob. She named him Zebulun, for she said, "God has given me a good reward. Now my husband will treat me with respect, for I have given him six sons." Later she gave birth to a daughter and named her Dinah. Then God remembered Rachel's plight and answered her prayers by enabling her to have children. Come on, Jesus. Woo! We're getting it, we're getting it, we're getting it. Ooh, this one's Genesis is hard to read, but we're going through it. Yes. Yes, let's go, Jesus. Yes. She became pregnant and gave birth to a son. God has removed my disgrace. She said, and she named him Joseph, for she said, may the Lord add yet another son to my family. Jacob's wealth increases. Soon after Rachel had given birth to Joseph, Jacob said to Laban, please release me so I can go home to my own country. Let me take my wives and children, for I have earned them by serving you. And let me be on my way. You certainly know how hard I have worked for you. Please listen to me. Lebanon replied, I became wealthy, for the Lord has blessed me because of you. Tell me how much I owe you. Whatever it is, I'll pay it. Jacob replied, you know how hard I've worked for you and how your flocks and herds have grown under my care. You had little indeed, for I came, but your wealth has increased. Enormously, the Lord has blessed you through everything I've done. But now, what about me? When can I start providing for my own family? Come on, Jesus. What wages do you want? Lebanon asked again. Jacob replied, don't give me anything. Just do this one thing, and I'll continue to tend and watch over your flocks. Let me inspect your flocks today and remove all the sheep and goats that are speckled or spotted, along with all the black sheep. Give these to me as my wages. Come on, Jesus. In the future, when you check on the animals you have given me as my wages, you'll see that I have been honest. If you find in my flock any goats without speckles or spots, or any sheep that are not black, you will know then, or that I have stolen them from you. All right, Lebanon replied, it will be as you say. But that very day, Lebanon went out and removed the male goats that were streaked and spotted. All the female goats that were speckled and spotted or had white patches, and all the black sheep. He placed them in the care of his own sons, who took them a three days journey from where Jacob was. Meanwhile, Jacob stayed and cared for the rest of Lebanon's flock. Then Jacob took some fresh branches from popular almond and plane trees and pleated off stripes of bark, making white streaks on them. Then they placed these pleated branches in the watering thighs where the flocks came to drink, for that was where they mated. And when they mated in front of the white streaked branches, they gave birth to young that were streaked, speckled, and spotted. Jacob separated those lambs. Come on, Jesus. For the Lebanon flocks. And at the mating time, he turned the flock to the face, Lebanon's animals that were streaked or black. This is how he built his own flock instead of his increasing Lebanon's, wherever the stronger females were ready to mate. Jacob would place the peeled branches in the wearing thighs in front of them. Then they would mate in front of the branches. But he didn't do this with the weaker ones, so the weaker lambs belonged to Lebanon, and the stronger ones were Jacob's. As a result, Jacob's become very wealthy with large flocks of sheep and goats, female and male servants, and many camels and donkeys. Come on, Jesus. Chapter 31, Genesis chapter 31. Let's go. Yes. But Jacob soon learned that Lebanon's sons were grumbling about him. Jacob has robbed our father of everything. They said, he has gained all this wealth at our father's expense. And Jacob began to notice a change in Lebanon's attitude toward him. Then the Lord said to Jacob, return to the land of your father and grandfather and to your relatives there, and I will be with you. So Jacob called Rachel and Leah out to the field where he was watching his flock. He said to them, I have noticed that your father's attitude toward me has changed, but the God of my father has been with me. You know how hard I have worked for your father. But he has cheated me, changing my wages 10 times. But God has not allowed him to do me any harm. For if he said, the speckled animals will be your wages, the whole flock began to produce speckled young. And when the changed his mind and said, the striped animals will be your wages, then the whole flock produced striped young. In this way, God has taken your father's animals and given them to me. Come on, Jesus. Let's go. Yes. Yes, Jesus. One time during the the mating seasons, I had a dream and saw that the male goats mating with the females were streaked, speckled, and spotted. Then in my dream, the angel of God said to me, Jacob, and I replied, Yes, here I am. The angel, look up, and you will see that the only streaked, speckled, and spot males are mating with the females of your flock. For I have seen how Lebanon has treated you. I am the God who appeared to you in Bethel, the place where you anointed the pillar of stone and made your vow to me. Now get ready and leave this country and return to the land of your birth. Rachel and Leah responded, That's fine with us. We won't inherit any of our father's wealth anyway. He has reduced our rights to those of foreign women. And after he sold us, he wasted the money you paid him for us. All the wealth God has given you from our father legally belongs to us and our children. So go ahead and do whatever God has told you. Come on, Jesus. So Jacob put his wives and children on camels, and he drove all his livestock in front of him. He packed all the belongings he had acquired in Padan and set out for the land of Canaan, where his father Isaac lived. At this time they left. Lebanon was some distance away, shearing his sheep. Rachel stole her father's household idols and took them with her. Jacob outwitted Lebanon and Aram, for they set out securely and never told Lebanon they were leaving. So Jacob took all his possessions with him and crossed the Euphrates River, heading for the hill country of Gilead. Yes. Come on, Jesus. Let's go. Come on. I think I'm going to refresh the channel. So I'm going to go back live. I'm going to restart the channel to get more people. I'm going to be back live in 2 seconds. I'm going to read more of Genesis. Come on.